So today we're going to be talking about the divine feminine, masculine, and bringing about that divine connection that so many are looking to bring forth into their life. If you've never seen my face before, hi, I'm Elizabeth Blackwell, and I specialize in setting sacred spaces and balancing energies in order to manifest that life that we're all looking for. So let's get into it. So this video is going to be leaning a little more towards my DFs, my divine feminines. But masculines, there's things for you to learn here too as well. So let's get some vocabulary out of the way before we really get started. When I say divine feminine and divine masculine, this has nothing to do with biological gender. This has to do with the energy which resonates within us. And we all have both energies that are inside of us, but we will tend to lean more to one side or the other. So when I say divine feminine, I am talking about the softer, more emotional, intuitive, the nurturing, the receiving side of energy. And this is as opposed to the divine masculine, which is associated with strength, protection, action-oriented, logic, the hunter side of energies. And again, we all have both of these within us, but we will go more one direction or the other. And so that brings me to my first point, which is whether you are feminine or masculine, you cannot look for anything external to bring balance to you. You have to be good with your pure, authentic self before you start looking to connect. There is nobody on this earth that is ever going to really make you happy. You have to be happy with yourself. They have to be happy with themselves. And then you come together to have a perfect, loving connection between the two of you. Do not try to make yourself fit into a mold of what you believe they desire, whether this is a specific person that you have in mind or the opposite energy overall. So now I am really kind of talking to my divine feminines out there. One of the biggest ways that I see so many divine feminines waste or just hemorrhage that sacred energy is by becoming the chaser or the pursuant energy. We as divine females are not meant to chase. We are not meant to be the ones that pursue the opposite gender. We are meant to be the ones that are the hunted, as archaic as that sounds. And so this really comes down to an energetic thing. This comes down to the fact that you cannot be the one that is, the constantly reaching out, the constantly pursuing the opposite person. This is where we tend to come off as needy and clingy and things along those lines. And it just doesn't make a magnetic divine female. And one of the biggest ways that I have seen my feminines get into that chaser energy is through social media, whether you call it watching or stalking or just looking into. When you are constantly checking in on their social media, you tend to do it for one of two reasons, and both are not good. You are either doing it to get to know them, or because it is that quick rush of dopamine that we get in our brains from feeling like you're connecting with their image. And if it is trying to get to know the person, this is an absolutely awful way to do it. Social media is what I like to call the front porch of people's lives. It is heavily curated. It is a very specific image, and it is not the way to get to know that person that you are trying to connect with. And it also means that you're trying to fit yourself into a specific image or a specific box of what you believe they want. And this goes back to the fact that you have to be within your complete happy self in order to enter that connection. The second thing that this does is that it gives your brain that rush of dopamine when you feel like you're connecting with their image or a video or whatever. And so what happens energetically here is that you essentially put them on a pedestal. And when you put them on a pedestal, the energy becomes very misaligned. It makes you feel lower. It makes you feel as if they are somewhat unachievable, and it doesn't make that energetic connection. So get off of their social media. This is what I want you to do instead. Instead of checking in on their Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, WhatsApp, place any social media here. Go on to your own social media. And I want you to look at all of your photos, videos, images, posts, whatever. And I want you to connect with them. And as you go through and connect with each of those images, I want you to pull out and make mental notes of every aspect that you love about yourself. Whether you feel like your eyes are sparkling in that photo, or your ass is popping in those leggings, or your hair falls just right, or it's just the energy to which you are portraying within a photo or video. I want you to connect to it. What this does is it helps to feed back into you. Instead of pouring your energy out into the other person, making them seem somewhat unachievable, it pours back into you. It helps to build up your energy and helps to make you a more complete version of yourself. And this brings me to my last aspect of just tips on divine connection, which is really get to know who you are. Get to know what it is that you love about yourself, what areas that you're wanting to continue to work on. And I am a very, very big believer in constant and persistent growth. We should all be constantly working to make ourselves the higher and better version of ourselves. But what we don't want to do is change who we are at our root in order to connect with somebody that we think is a good match. We need to know who our true, authentic selves are, and then work on the aspects which we choose to work on in order to make us our brighter, better versions of ourselves. And so that will kind of bring all of this energetically together and will make you a perfect partner for whomever that divine connection is. So hopefully these tips helped you feel a little bit more secure in your divine energy and will help to set you up for that divine connection that you're looking for. If you gained some knowledge off this video, I'd absolutely love it if you hit that like button or even potentially subscribe. Share the love. It really does help out small channels like this. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Enlighten love.